Sam Olens was sworn in as Georgia's 53rd Attorney General on January 10, 2011. He was chairman of the Cobb County Board of Commissioners from August 2002 through March 2010. Previously, he served as Cobb County District 3 Commissioner from 1999 through June 2002. From December 2004 through 2009, he was chairman of the Atlanta Regional Commission. He was also vice chairman of the Metropolitan North Georgia Water Planning District from 2005 through March 2010. He was appointed by Governor Sonny Perdue to represent the 6th Congressional District on Georgia's Department of Community Affairs Board in 2003 and served through 2010. He also serves on various boards of nonprofit organizations. He is the recipient of numerous awards and honors, including the 2008 Tom Bradley Leadership Award by the National Association of Regional Councils and the 2007 Excellence in Public Service Award by the University of Georgia's Carl Vinson Institute. For the past 8 years, Georgia Trend magazine has listed him as one of the 100 most influential Georgians. He graduated from Emory University School of Law in 1983 and was a partner in the firm of Azor and Olens from 1983 through 2010. He and his wife Lisa have 2 children, Lauren and Jonathan. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome our commencement speaker, the Honorable Sam Olens.
Well, good morning. Dr. Isherwood, Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, parents, and most importantly, graduates. I'm honored to be here with you today on this momentous occasion. I was actually just at a ceremony like this last May as my daughter graduated from college. I have 2 more years till my youngest then has his college graduation. Actually comes home tomorrow. So graduates, this is your day, a day to celebrate your accomplishments with your friends, your families, your professors, your mentors. But you have many more fine days ahead of you and many more obligations ahead, and I think that's where I plan on going in the few minutes that I will take this morning. Now, I know that it's not about me today, it's about you, so I promise you my comments are not long. But I will try and give you a couple pearls of wisdom that I've learned over the years, and hopefully you will think that I'm not too old or too old-fashioned with regard to these comments that I will give. But let me first start with your university, because we live in an age where few people have values. We live in an age where few people have a sense of mission. And you've been blessed to attend a university that since 1883 has provided that high-quality liberal arts education where the student comes first. You've had the opportunity to learn at a university on the rise with new programs, new initiatives. You've had the opportunity to be here on a campus where the students genuinely look to learn every day and to succeed thereafter. Few institutions place that emphasis on the whole person. Most institutions place emphasis on haste and not value or the person. So as was referenced earlier about the value of lifelong friends, that's true. And you'll meet many more lifelong friends for years to come. But life is a journey. Life is a mission. And having reached the milestone today to become a college graduate, you're still only a small part on that journey. I was born in Miami, but I lost my mom at age 5, and we were then shipped up north towards Delaware. We were moved to a town with millions of chickens. Let me ask you to assume Gainesville doesn't know what a chicken is compared to where I was raised. Now, we had chickens and we had fresh chicken livers. What we did not have were jobs. So it became very clear to me as I moved to that community that education was really the ticket of success, that education was really the vehicle to be what one wanted to be. My father died shortly thereafter. My uncle died shortly thereafter. It was not what you would consider the ideal childhood. But once again, I learned that if I worked hard and studied, I could be whatever I wanted to be. My sister told me I was going to go to Emory for law school. I had no clue. I had moved to New York when I went to the first day for new students at Emory Law School. I had never lived in New York. Having said that, due to my accent, you all think I'm from New York, even though I've never lived in New York. But I got a great legal education at Emory. It is a great liberal arts education, and it taught me how to succeed. So as we're here today, I graduated law school 30 years ago, and it has been a great ride. If anyone would have told me that this kid from Florida that was moved up to Chickenville would be the state's lawyer, I would have said, folks are hallucinating. But that's the beauty of our country. That's the beauty of our system. So let's talk a little bit about what I've learned over those years. People graduate and they get degrees and they think they've become a leader. But it takes an awful lot to be a leader. And most individuals don't even try and find the variables involved to succeed in that regard. They think they were born with it. And I'm here to suggest to you that you're not born as a leader. You're born with the ability to learn. And if you try every day to learn, you will then become a leader. See, I loved the fact that I could come home, bring homework home, and show my children that it was important as an adult to still learn every night and to still read every night and to show them that while they pouted about having homework every day, that they'll have homework all their life if they want to succeed. Because I never wanted the kind of job that was 9 to 5 and then I came home and didn't need to learn anymore. I want to have the kind of job where I constantly need to learn, where I constantly seek to improve. So clearly you have to be yourself. The whole idea that you're going to read a book and it's going to tell you how a leader just isn't accurate. You have to be yourself. You have to be true to yourself, and you have to believe in yourself. And you've got to learn along the journey. If you think you've gone a couple weeks where you haven't learned, then you're doing something wrong. You have to build consensus. You see all these great little quotes, but you can't lead by directing people. You can't lead by telling people. You lead by listening to people, earning their trust, and bringing them with you. If you tell them what they're going to do, they resent it, and they're gone the first time they have the opportunity. So it's all about that L word called listen, which is what elected officials, I would suggest, do very poorly in general. The fact that you have a name on the ballot and you win doesn't mean you know anything. No different from anyone else in society. It's about learning and listening. I always talk about the golden rule because it's been my experience that the folks that give the most to me are the folks I gave to the most without seeking anything in return. When I decided to run statewide, there was a gentleman who used to send us emails in Cobb County because when I first was elected, our transit system was, shall we say, terrible. Don't look for heat or air conditioning, or you'd have condensation. The bus would always be late. And there was this one lawyer who'd always complain. And I'd press the reply key, and unlike other individuals who would sort of growl back at him, I'd say, "Sir, I'm sorry. I know it's not good. I know we need to improve the service, and we're working on it. We're gonna make some changes." Well, when I ran statewide, I ended up finding out he had a brother in Valdosta. He ran my whole campaign in South Georgia. Now, it wasn't that when I talked to his brother, I ever thought I'd get a benefit. It was that I treated his brother the way I wanted to be treated. And I've learned time and again throughout life that if I just treat people the way I want to be treated, good things happen. It's not that you're looking for something to happen, it's that people want to do good things for you. So I'm a big fan of humility. You won't, have any of you seen the video this week with Reese Witherspoon? Do you know who I am? Yeah, Turkey. You don't go up to a police officer and say, I'm an American citizen, and do you know who I am? Follow the law. You sit there and say, my God, I'm hoping your parents taught you better. We're never above the law. Whoever we are, we're never above the law. I get a badge due to the prosecution part of the job. It's never left my desk because I never want to get stopped by a cop and have him make reference to the fact that I have a prosecutor's badge on me. If I do something wrong, give me the ticket. Let me pay the fine. Don't treat me special because it will come back to hurt me. It's all about wanting to be treated the same. And yes, as you've gathered, I am politically incorrect. I refuse to play that game. I like to sell it as it is. I like to be candid. Now, as graduates, you still have to take many risks, and I would suggest to you that you need to take many risks. The key is educated risks. But if your life is boring and you never take a risk, your life's over. So you've got to continue to take risks. You've got to continue to reach out. You've got to continue to want to improve. And one of the things I tell folks all the time is never lower your expectations. Heck, you think when I was living in a town where the best thing was fresh chicken livers, I thought once again of going to law school or being the state's lawyer? You always raise your expectations. You always seek to do more than you ever think you can, because you may actually be surprised and even do that much more. So you've always got to have that search. You've always got to have that goal. Life is too short to think that when you get a college degree, your education is over. Think about what we know now that we didn't know 20 years ago. How many times do I go up to my children, my 20 and 23-year-old, and ask me how to do something when it comes to technology now? What's it going to be like 20 years from now? You're going to be in the same situation I am now, where they're going to look at you and say, boy, you're dumb. How did you ever get ahead in life? So you've got to constantly be striving. We have too many folks in our country who care all about material wealth and not spiritual wealth. It's all about their bank account. It's all about their car. It's not about their person. It's not about their family. It's not about their children. You've had a special education here where you're taught the right way. Albert Einstein stated, become a person of value, not a person of success. For if you are a person of value, you are a success. Your diploma clearly is your ticket to riches, but you choose what kind of riches. You choose whether it's shallow or you choose whether it's fulfilling. You choose whether it keeps your goals in the right direction. That statement, what would your mama think? Worked at 16, works at 21, works at 55. There's never a day I don't sit there and say, oh my God, I better be careful what I say because I don't want to embarrass folks whether they're living or not. You want to show you had the right background. So as we embrace the thirst for lifelong learning, we need to understand that the word I is irrelevant. It's the word we. We're all about a team here on this planet. We're all about improving. And let's face it, I'm not going to tell you my generation's doing such a great job. We got plenty of problems. It's obscene to me the debt you have when we look at our country's fiscal situation. It's obscene that we have almost 60% of our public school children needing free or reduced lunch. It's obscene that we have the poverty in this country that we still have. So you have much to do. You have much, much to do. My favorite quote is from Winston Churchill, and it is, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Because it's all about the giving, not about the getting. And you've had that education here to give back. Now, I know at the moment you're thinking about the job, you're thinking about the car, you're thinking about getting ahead. But please keep in mind, it's much, much more than that. When you look back after raising children, it's not the bank account. It's whether you've improved our world, whether you've repaired our world, whether you've made it a better place to be. So you've received an outstanding education here. You're armed with your degree. You're dreaming big. Now the job is whether you're going to be worth that education, whether you're going to, in fact, live big dreams or seek to be comfortable. My challenge is never be comfortable. Always take those educated risks. Always seek to improve the lot of others. Congratulations. God bless you. My honor to be with you today.
Thank you, Mr. Olens, for that wonderful speech, for pointing again to what's important in life, and for knowing this wonderful university so well.